I'm just sitting here this morning with my girls, and as I was sitting cross-legged in the middle of the trampoline and the baby was bouncing around me, my daughter came out and handed me a pancake, I guess probably to feed to her, but I ate some of it too. I ate some of it too. Me think like, wow, life is really good right now, you know, and life is really, really good. Like 47 is being really, really good to me. And I feel like I've got a really good handle on my life. But we were out last night with a group of people, and mental health chats came up. And a couple weeks ago, I had a conversation with some other people about mental health, and we were talking about how I suffered with postpartum depression with all three of my kids to one degree or another. Some were worse than others. And some of it was situational, like I just had a lot of pressure. I owned several salons at different times, and it's hard to totally concentrate on your pregnancy or your baby, or there was just a lot going on for me. I love you. I went through a period where after this one was born, was the weirdest, most strange thing. I was afraid of motion. So I couldn't cross the street. I literally went to go cross the street to take her to the park, and I couldn't get back across the street. Like, I just was afraid to cross at a crosswalk. I was afraid to ride in a car. I was afraid to get her out of a car with cars passing by me. It was just really kind of crippling. And it's a funny thing because I wouldn't consider myself like a mentally weak person at all. I feel like I'm pretty mentally strong. But your brain really is a powerful tool, and I don't claim to be a doctor or neurologist or know anything about it, but I've just experienced it. And I think that the best thing that I did for myself was just like being like, okay, I admit it, it's really, really hard. It's really, really hard to get past something. And sometimes it's really hard to get past something without medication. Now, after her, I didn't end up needing to go on medication. It did end up just kind of passing with exercise and time. And then I also had a husband that was like, it's okay, you're gonna get past this, you're okay. And he would just sort of like not criticize me. We were even in a get air, and the baby was still like tiny. He was covering her. There's no way like any kids were gonna land on her or anything. But you know, at get air, you sit in these old couches in front of essentially like a room full of trampolines, and just watching my kids bounce. And I'm just like, the bouncing, I've just felt like someone was gonna break their arm off, or it was just the worst feeling. And it sounds silly now, but boy, it was a real thing for me. So it just made me think about sometimes with mental health, because it's not like, a cut or a wound that you can see, but it's still a really real thing. It's not a limp in your hip, and it's not a twisted ankle, but it's something that affects people on a daily basis if not cared for properly. Between Cooper and Scarlett, I lost a pregnancy, and that was really sad because I was really far along. I was like 17 weeks along when I lost that baby, and it was just super, super sad. And I was so confident having Cooper, and I felt like I got this second baby, and then I lost it. So then when Scarlett came, who was actually the third baby that I gave birth to, and the one before that had died, I lost all my confidence for carrying Scarlett, and I just constantly thought I was gonna have a miscarriage. I constantly thought I was gonna fall or miss a step, and I was just like nutty about it. And by the time I was almost ready to have her, all I could think about was like a cord around her neck, or like something that could happen during childbirth. And I was just, it makes me like kind of like like that right now, just thinking about how worked up I was over it. So my doctor ended up putting me on a low dosage of I don't remember what, and it totally did the trick for me. And almost as soon as I went on it, within like 3 or 4 months, we talked like at my next appointments about how to get off of it, and we slowly weaned off. And for whatever reason, it reset the chemical balance in my head, and everything started working well again. But it's something like, it's almost like, it's not something necessarily you can just be like, oh, I'm gonna tough it out. Mommy, mommy, we just stopped nursing like 4 days ago, so we don't say the B-O-O-B word right now. B-O-O-B. Do you know what that is? Anyway, I guess I just wanted to give a shout out to myself and anyone else that's dealt with mental health issues, because it is a real serious issue, and it's not always something that you can just push through and tough out. It's something that really needs to be attended to with a professional that can help you through it. And also, I will also say, because I have many female women friends who've been through this, that have talked candidly to me about it, and that's what you get for being a hairdresser. Everyone tells you everything. That first medication might not be the trick. It might make it worse. It might make you even crazier or feel crazy or whatever. So what you might need is to try something and then try something again and then finally find your right thing. So if you're out there and you're struggling, I hope you call your doctor and work on it. It's worth it. It's worth getting better because life is so good, right? Have a great day. And if you like this video and you're interested in issues with mental health and you want more videos like this, hit the like button, and you can always subscribe. It's free. And I'd love to have you as a viewer. I try and make little videos about being a mom and being a woman. Thanks.